I see two lines dividing the painting's composition in three. Again, this is a transcription. We are not copying. If we were involved with copying, we would have to scale and draw diagonals and find the center, and someday we might, but this channel is not for that. So again, a light drawing, an uncompromising light drawing. I want to be as descriptive as I want. And again, we start always with the yellow, which is the clearer color in our palette. And we take the drawing, the initial drawing, as a guide, but we don't fill in the drawings with colors. It seems that I'm being very casual about the paint but application, but I really try to be open with my brushwork. And you can see I went to a school that leaned heavily on impressionist approaches, and so far it has been working for me. I try to stay on the image, but again, it's very important to try to experience the painting, not being overly descriptive, especially with this kind of approach. And for once, I am transcribing a watercolor on watercolor, so this time it should be easier than transcribing oil using watercolor. The method stays the same: yellow, orange, red, light blue, light green, and white to open up the space, let the painting breathe, let some air and light coming to the artwork. It's a decision I made many years ago when I started teaching to keep the classwork focus on transcriptions rather than copies, because I see a lot more pedagogical richness in transcribing than in copying. Not everybody can focus to the extent to suppress its own perception and its own sensitivity to interpret the masters, but anybody can definitely get a nice artwork with the transcription approach. So I have wonderful results in my classes keeping this gentle approach. At one point we might be working on copies, but again, I don't see any pedagogical value, and this is definitely not a vanity channel where I want to show off skill, show off my skills for copying and rendering. It's all about keeping it open and growing in the process of making it. Slowly, just sticking to the method, you see that I can see some reflections in the water and some air in the sky and some physicality to the mountains. And yeah, you don't need to be too concerned with copying, as I keep saying. There are many brushstrokes that resemble the original, and that's my focus when I transcribe. I see every masterwork as a musical piece, and I see myself as the interpreter, and I try to perform as best I can, keeping the original spirit and timing and composition, but of course the gesture has to be my own, and that's what I'm mostly interested in seeing from my colleagues, which some people may call students, but I only have colleagues which are starting. The only advantage I have over them is that I started earlier because I was born before. Not much of an advantage, honestly. So I'm really enjoying this transcription. I'm getting to see the reflections, and I'm seeing the pastoral feeling to it, and yeah, I'm really enjoying this work. As long as I can see distinctively different brushstrokes and colors, I am very satisfied with what I'm doing. Even this painting may look a little gestural and a little romantic. It is very well composed, very classical in the approach. That's why it answers so well to method. Maybe a little too parallel to the picture plane in my brushstrokes here, but yeah, I don't think it's a problem right now. It could be, uh, but it's looking good so far. And here, if you want to work with me, you'll see that it is so rich in narrative and having so many people painted so small comparing to the sublime of nature. It really brings so much richness, so much beauty into this work. So you can see heads and limbs and a lot of detail if you look closely. What a master Turner is. I remember seeing his retrospective in New York in 2008, and I felt that I never needed to see any more paintings again. I had found everything I needed. Of course, I saw many other masters after that, including one of my mentors, the great Bill Jensen. But really, you can find almost everything you need in Turner. Well, enough with the self-referential. And really, I could go into many different directions, but I think that I still want to give some likeness to this transcription. And just in case somebody is wondering about how to take this to some kind of completion, but you can isolate pretty much every 2 square inch of this watercolor and have the richest references in painting from the 1950s to the 1980s, and still inspiring. Yeah, it's always a challenge trying to make a good impression, trying to complete artworks. But again, it's not a not a YouTube channel in which I'm trying to impress as much as I want to transmit my studio experience and bring some atmosphere that inspires particularly students who want to start painting. I could have had another round of colors from yellow to white, but I like what I see, and this is a good moment to stop and focus on the next painting.